Alright guys, let's get into this face. So I primed with the Fenty primer, and now we're going to go in with the foundation. I use the shade 390. It's not my color. Y'all know how this goes. Using my Spa Sciences brush, as per usual. I'll leave a link in my the drop down bar below. If you want one, you can purchase one because it's bomb.com. So I literally went into Sephora yesterday, which is the day the bronzer is launched, and I only got the bronzer. I didn't get the new Kilowatt. They didn't have the Kilowatt I wanted. They only had Penny Fair Thoughts, which is like the darker bronze Kilowatt, which I'll eventually get because I'll probably use that on my eye. I actually had a dream, like, I think it was just now, either just now or last night. I don't remember because I was just asleep. I literally just like got up and I was like, I need to film this. But I had a dream that I couldn't get the foundation off of my neck. Like, it just stuck there and I had to like scrape it off with my press-on nails off of my neck, and my press-ons kept falling off. It was an awful dream. It was an awful dream. So there is our foundation on, just like that. Now we're gonna go in with the concealers. Going in with concealer in 390. I like to just do a dot, dilly dot around the mouth. My lips are dry. You know how this goes. Wet sponge. Little Sally Walker. I'm going with 370. Please note, I've only dipped this in once, and that just covered all of my face. Rihanna's really the GOAT when it comes to long-lasting products. My girl is a GOAT. Usually I let concealer sit for a while before I blend it out, but not this. Not this girl. It's just a lot simpler to blend it right after. But what I do is I do give the eye a little bit of time to set. So I do the chin, the nose, and everything else first, and then I do the eyes, under eyes last. Perfectly highlight, you know? And now let us chop up this face. Usually I would use my truffle, but I want a bit more of a warmer look, and truffle isn't warm enough for me. Don't worry about how crooked that is. I legit don't care. I just going, like, this is how fast I do my makeup usually. I'm just going from, do y'all like my man bun? As I said, my hair's been growing crazy fast, like crazy fast. She's flawless. She's flawless, flawless. I just drag that, you know, this is my favorite part, into my little wisdom creases. Give that face some depth, honey. Now I'm just gonna blend out this nose. I literally do everything with this brush, like, it's no joke. Like, I do everything with this brush. And I literally use the same brush head for everything. Sweet! Now I told myself I was gonna shave my brows before I did this. I'm just going in with my sponge to make sure all the edges are nice and blended. Quick tap over everything. You can never be too blended, innit? Right, told myself that I was gonna shave off my, like, clean up my brows. I didn't. But I'm gonna just show you all my uses for all my favorite Fenty products. So this is the Fenty eyeshadow primer. And what I do with the eyeshadow primer, I don't actually prime my eyes with it. I prime my eyebrows with it. So I'm just gonna drag it through the brows. If you don't have a lot of brow hair, this works really great for just picking the hairs up off of the face and allowing you to have bushier brows, which I love that look. Go through that with the spoolie and just brushing the hairs upwards. We're gonna go in with our favorite girl, our Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in the color Banana. Now, as with every setting powder, you want to make sure that you get rid of the creases under the eyes and on the top of the lid, any creases that are in the laugh lines before you set down with the powder. As soon as you set down with that powder, it's cement, girl, okay? That's it. That's the end of the road. There's no coming back for you or anything else. Now, on my everyday face, I don't usually use this setting powder mixed with the concealers. I tend to use Too Faced Born This Way concealer because it's a lot creamier, and you all know I suffer with a lot of wrinkles under my eye, so I tend to stay away from anything that's too dry. This powder with these concealers can get a bitch pretty dry, you know. Yeah, so my camera stopped recording for a bit. I just put all the powder on my face. The last step would be to put a bit down the bridge of my nose. And while that's happening, we're gonna do my brows. Well, just a little bit of the brows. I finish it after I put all the powders on, because currently I've been using powders in my brow, which I really prefer. So I literally just use mascara, brow mascara, and brow powder. My battery's gonna die soon. Hope I have another one charging somewhere. But ready-o, using my Almay brow styler. What I do is I literally just brush upward, and that already defines my brows crazy. And the primer is set enough that it's clinging to the mascara and like almost making my brows work like if they have fibers in them. And that's basically all I do for my brows these days. And then I just go in with powder later on. So what we are gonna do is start to brush away this bake. I'm just gonna use a kabuki brush. I go in with my Sephora micro smooth powder because Ree doesn't have face powders yet. And I'm just gonna swirl it over the product and around my face. So every time I go in to swirl, I always make sure I'm swirling into my Sephora powder. And y'all know me, y'all know how my makeup works right now. I work in a lot of powders. I work in layers of powders and then I spray down. It seems that lots of people are afraid of using powders because you can get like dry patches. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a bit of dryness right there. I'll show you how I fix that. Working with powders can honestly help you achieve the most natural look ever once you're working smart and really setting each step afterwards. So you can see just how that is looking. Now we're gonna try out this bronzer, okay? We're gonna try out the piece de resistance. So let's just get into this packaging. It comes in the usual Fenty box that we're used to with the kind of like graffiti-esque design. Unlike the highlighters, which are white, our Sunstalkr bronzer is a most beautiful reflective gold. So opening the bronzer, let's see how it fares to the color I use now. Okay, this is the color I use. Keep in mind it is a lot darker in person. The lights are washing it out. And this is a this is the color of the Fenty. So it's actually a little darker than my usual powder. When I was swatching it though, what I would say, the Fenty doesn't have any kickback. Like, it doesn't have kickback. Well, this does. It's a very powdery powder. So whatever formula Fenty is using for the girls, she's just smooth. It's like the smoothest thing I've ever touched. So here's a swatch of that on my hand. I'm gonna be bronze, bitch. So they're using the cheek hugger brush. They're using it in a bigger form. I have it in a smaller form. I'm just gonna also use this one. And as you can see, I'm like swirling it around the pan. There's very minimal fallout. Usually there's so much more. Ooh. Okay, so she goes on very layerable. I'm not like shook. I'm also like a bronzer whore, truly. So this is what she's looking like on this side of the face. You can see it's kind of just giving me a very nice, natural, very matte warmth. You know, Rihanna loves her matte stuff. I'm gonna give it under the chin there. Using the pointed tip of my sharp toothbrush. I'm gonna go down the nose area and into my favorite crease. This is like so buildable, which is different for me because I'm used to just going in with my powder I have. I literally just go in with one hand, a couple swipes, and that's it. Because she's a heavy girl. So this is how the Sunstalkr bronzer is looking on this side of my face. I like how it looks. It's not like warm enough for me, but also I think the color after, everyone's gonna fight me on this, I think the color after I might prefer a lot more because the color after is a lot more red, and I really enjoy a more red bronzer. I just feel like that looks a lot better on me. But that's what that looks like using the Hugging Cheek brush. I'm going to use my normal bronzer brush now, which is, the number is rubbed off, but it's my favorite bronzer brush from Morphe. And it's just perfect because it has this shape, so it just goes like, it fits my forehead perfectly. I just like stamp the color on. So stamp it. It's so matte, wow. And it matches my cream contour quite well. I feel like on me, because I'm used to such red bronzers, this feels almost contour-esque on me. But she is snatched, honey. Like, she's still looking snatched as hell. Now that my whole face is done, I'm feeling her. I'm still gonna try for the darker one though, because I'm insane. And the trick about bronzer is the same thing with how you highlight your face. You wanna touch your skin with the parts of the bronzer that the sun will naturally touch. It's gonna be hitting you above the brow, onto the cheekbone area. We're just gonna say it hits our under chin because that's how we contour under there and hide that. If you're doing like a body look, you'll want to pull it under, like, see how this is a shadow right here? You're gonna want to pull it in this shadow, under the clavicles. I'm gonna take off this shirt soon because we're gonna get some body lava too. Okay, is the base we're working with. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my first set of setting spray. I'll be using my Jordan Kimbrough Cosmetics antioxidant spray. Is literally my favorite setting spray for getting all of my powders down. In this step, in this like spray down step for my powders, I generally like to go in with a heavier spray that's just gonna literally melt everything into the skin. And then I just go ahead and press the liquids in. So now she is skin, okay? Now she is fully melted. Come on! I'm gonna just go into my nose a little bit more, and I'm gonna go into the crease as well of the eye. She's looking nice in the crease, looking nice and red in the crease. As I said, the bronzer I'm used to using, I literally, like, one touch and my face is done. So I'm used to not really having to build up a lot of product, whereas with this, you do have to build up the product. I also go under my eye, right here. So I'm not baking this, I'm literally just like cleaning up lines and patting it into the skin. And now second step of my bronzer routine. I'm just gonna go with my All Over Glow bronzing powder, and it literally looks like this. It's like molten gold, and I go over the bronzer. So you can see what that does. It just literally leaves glow all over the skin. Now I'm gonna go with the regular steps. I'm gonna apply my blush and my highlighter, and I'll come right back. Another thing I do with blush is I put it everywhere I had the bronzer. You don't have to do that. This is a personal choice, super personal choice. But I just get a really big fluffy brush and I dig into my brush and I just go all around the face, and it just gives me the most youthful glow ever in the world. We're gonna go in with the oldie that everyone loved, Mean Money Hustler Baby. She has a new Kilowatt Duo and it's a little darker than Mean Money, and that's what I want, because even if I would wear my actual foundation color, Mean Money Hustler Baby would be perfect for me, but I don't. I tend to wear darker foundation colors, so you have a tendency to kind of see the highlight on me, not as much, but it's a little bit too light for the highlights I usually wear. And this is just my CoverGirl palette. Now this is fall out for days, like as soon as you touch it. Now we're on to our second spray. Is our Urban Decay All Nighter. We're gonna only be using all nighters after this. In fact, let me put a little bit more blush on. So the reason why I go in with this spray second is because it's a finer spray, so it's not gonna melt the big particles of powder that I would have had on in the first, you know, base section, but it is fine enough that it can melt down my highlight, melt down the bronzing powder and my blush. And this is the blush I've got in Fenty Glow already. So now let's do this brow. For my brows, I use a brow powder, and this is a brow powder that I get from my mother's line at home in Barbados. I've had it for ages, and I'm only now back into using it. I go in with a thin flat brush and very short strokes on the tail first, dragging it to where I want my brows to end. I fill in the front, and I just drag the powder up through the brow hairs. And it's just a very gentle look, so I get to maintain the definition that I got from my Almay mascara in the brow. So I find with gels, with pomade, etc., you kind of lose the definition of the hair unless you're willing to sit down painstakingly and create thin stripes of hair. And that's the brow. Woo! The glow! The glow is real. I'm gonna go in with my sponge. It's a little damp, and I go over the points that are too shiny, so it looks like it's just like glass skin. Yes, so now I'm gonna go put on a lash, and I'm gonna give you snatch realness in these outros. I'm back. I'm body lathered. I'm in a makeshift top inspired by my friend Skylar. She's slick, she's sleek. Yeah, so this is the look. Sunstalkr, bronze, goddess, gold. Oh, living. She's sticky, don't come near me. Yeah, so this is it. I hope you guys liked the video and the tutorial, and hopefully I can edit these shots and make them look bomb. But yeah, this is it. So, as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share and like this video and my page, and obviously be the best you, live your best life, and have a great day, my nuggets, and I will see you in my next video. I look so good. Look at my skin. But now look at the rest of my skin. That's my color. This is Body Lava color. Ooh, ooh. Hope I can take some bomb photos now.